welcome into another episode of the 920 Show. Once again, and as always, we are here in the Edge VR Gamers Lounge and at the Creative Edge Studios here in Ashwaubenon. Of course, with spring break kind of behind us, if you're looking for a way to get out of the house, weekend trip, something to do here in Green Bay, Edge VR is a great place to do so. You can try out the virtual reality. There is the computer lounge for your gamers. When we record for a long time and we get to about 3 o'clock and you start to see the teens flooding in the door, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, for sure. There's one thing here I haven't tried that I have to try yet. I don't have time this afternoon, which stinks, but I'm going to eventually, is that driving experience out there where it's like the full Racing Sims, yeah. I'm going to go and total a few
From our live studio audience.
I'm like, wow, where did that come from?
Yeah.
There's people here?
It's the voice of God.
Camps.com, our summer camps, VR, Game Maker, and a filmmaker camp.
Oh,
ooh, filmmaker.
okay.
Nick, filmmaker.
Oh, I should go to the filmmaker camp.
Hello.
Yeah, that's greenbaycamps.com.
greenbaycamps.com for Edge VR summer camps, which are now open. We have the video editor.
So yeah, filmmaker.
Sean, come hop on the mic.
That's what you look.
Yeah,
That's what you look like. I was wondering.
Nick and I will share.
Here you go.
Okay, so greenbaycamps.com, we have our virtual reality camps. We're doing that again this year. In our Game Maker camp, which allows your child to make your own game. They don't need no coding. Introduces them into coding concepts and database management, storylines, and things like that. And then our Filmmaker camp, which is new this year from Creative Edge Productions, we're going to do a short film where we have a high school and a middle school week. So
You're not letting Tony
I
teach that,
invited?
are you?
he's going to be in charge of the he's going to be in charge of the production, like the director of photography stuff, and then I'll do the editing and animation stuff.
I love it. I love it. We're going to send Katie. She's going to dress up like a middle schooler, and she's going to learn all the video production tricks. Thank you,
Yep.
Sean.
Hey, I need
Appreciate
help
that.
on Word and Excel. That's what I need help on. PowerPoint.
Yeah, exactly. Can I get a Google Docs class, please?
Yeah. Did you ever Yahoo that? Wait.
Yeah.
That's
Do you remember
Google.
Ask Jeeves?
I do. Hell, I did it.
Oh, my word.
Katie is in a pressure cooker right now in the middle of us. So, thanks, Sean, again for dropping all that info. That was gbcamps.com. greenbaycamps.com. Go check it out. So we're testing out a new format here, and the best person to test out this new format with is Frank Hermans.
I'm the guinea pig.
You
I
are.
like that.
I know. It's going to be so much
I
fun.
like it.
So,
Thank you.
just because, like, I always, when I'm editing this show, I always felt it to be like a really awkward transition from like Katie and I just chatting to the guests. So I just thought we should have a third, rotate this third chair with community members, and who better to do it than you?
I can be your third wheel anytime.
I love
I'm,
it.
I'm a
Nice.
little
Yeah.
rusty. I might squeak a little bit, make weird sounds.
That's
but
okay.
I'm here for you.
Hey, you know what? We got the WD-40. We're good to go. Yeah, let's rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna test out a little bit of a new format and kind of chat about, things that we experienced in Green Bay this past week with our guest. But before we get to that, I definitely want to talk about the new show that is opening. We are recording here on Wednesday. This will be released on Thursday. So opening night, as people are listening, is Friday. Can you give us some details on the new show?
Yeah.
The opening night, the premiere, red carpet night?
Drum roll, please. The brand new show at the Meyer Theater is called Punta Kaukauna.
I love it.
I love
it.
Everybody
I love
knows
it.
about Punta Cana,
Yeah.
right? But everybody, you a little word association. Actually, a season ticket holder gave me this idea 2 years ago. I put it in my phone, kind of forgot about it. It came up again. I go, gosh, we got to do a show. Punta Kaukauna. What better time to do it after COVID? Everybody's traveling
For
again.
sure.
And I know people who have been down to Punta Cana. And I know a lot of people from Kaukauna.
I live right next to Kaukauna.
So we're bringing the stink to the islands.
Hey,
I love it.
What? What?
What is that?
the stink to the island.
Wow,
I love it.
the tropical
what's,
air.
What's the I understand that the
Yeah.
wordplay and everything, but
Sure.
what, can you give without spoilers, like storyline?
The premise.
Yeah,
Here we go.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it all takes place in Kaukauna with three
Shout out.
girls who work at Filmony Paper, which is no longer called Filmony Paper, but back in the day it was called Filmony Paper. And everybody thought they caused the stink, the garbage caused the stink. Whoever causes the stink, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But these girls, they win an all-expense-paid trip to Punta Cana. You know how they win it? By opening up Kaukauna cheese balls.
Oh.
Yes, Kaukauna Cheese is giving away an all-expense-paid trip to Punta Cana for
So,
3 lucky winners.
It's like the Willy Wonka of cheese.
It is. It is the Willy Wonka of cheese. And you know what they make? I've been down to Kaukauna Cheese, a couple times, and they only produce those cheese balls at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So it's kind of now they only do them at Christmas, and so it's like a Christmas present from Filmony Paper, to their employees. They're getting cheese balls, and they're kind of like, oh gosh, all we're getting is cheese balls, and then someone wins, and all expense paid for 3 people. Kind of weird. That's only 3 people, but there's only 3 girls in the show, and then myself, Paul Evenson, and Pat Hibbard. We're 3 guys. We're 20-year seniors at UW Oshkosh from Pi Sigma Old Guy, and we are graduating finally after 20 years
about
of
time.
online courses and 4 years of our junior and
So
senior year.
at what point did online courses become available for a 20-year?
Yeah.
See, that is I don't know. I made it up.
I love that because I did my grad degree at UW Oshkosh.
You did?
And it was online.
Well, that's kind of the basis. It's really, and kind of the thing is my dad is so proud of us. He's in a nursing home down in Arizona at this time, but he is so proud of us that he's buying us an all-expense-paid trip because he says anything that takes 20 years to complete should be either celebrated or never talked about again. So we're celebrating going to Punta Cana, and guess what? We meet the 3 girls from Kaukauna, and hilarity ensues.
I love it. Is it a little bit? And I don't know if you don't watch this show, that's fine. But it's giving a little bit of White Lotus.
Well, I can see that. I
Yeah.
can totally see that because I've seen little bits of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of that old 70s sitcom versus kind of wackiness right now. And we one of the big things about Let Me Be Frank's, we want to hit topics that are hot right now.
Yeah.
And one of them, we play the progressive guys, the guys who don't turn into your parents.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
who we are.
Yeah.
That's our characters.
The homeowners turning into their parents.
So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
these old guys who want to be hip, but we're not. Turn around in an elevator and introduce yourself.
Yeah.
So that's our kind of character. And then we're doing songs that have to do with the islands. Anything from Come on Shake It Bada Beba Do Da Conga Come Ba Da 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 to anything to Margaritaville to any songs that has to do with no shoes, no shirt,
Oh, I don't
no
know that one, yeah.
problem. So
I've heard that one.
you heard that one.
No,
Do you know any of these songs?
Yes, I do know that song.
There's an ongoing joke. I do not like country music.
What?
So every time like a country music
He
comes
always
out,
says, "I don't know that song."
You
yes, you do. I know that one.
You
for
know
sure.
what? Some of those country crossovers, I got to tell you what, I never thought I would do a Kenny Chesney song. I'm serious.
Until he came to Lambeau.
Until he came to Lambeau. Boom, baby. That's right. And that song is so hot, and it has to do with going to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And, that's how we open the show.
Adios and vayos con Dios.
But we don't
I don't
do
know
that
the
one.
rest.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, you speak Spanish.
Yeah, totally.
didn't
My
know
wife's
that.
a Spanish teacher.
That's really.
Yeah.
Mi amo Franco.
Actually, she's an English teacher.
she is.
She teaches English to Spanish.
Are we going to let you talk? We're going to let you talk eventually.
I'm enjoying hearing
So no. I'm so excited because
Yeah.
I have this in my list for later.
Okay.
And because I want to give Katie a chance to brainstorm a little
Okay.
bit. Can we have maybe halfway through our episode or something? Can Katie and I pitch you some ideas?
Please do. I love new ideas for
Okay.
shows.
All right. So you
Think
have some
about it
time
right
to think.
now.
You have some time to think.
Remember, I like history.
Yep.
I like local stuff.
Yep.
And I like to talk about what's going on in the world today too when I write shows. So think of those 3
Oh
things.
my word,
Yeah.
Nick.
You know?
I'm so excited to pitch Frank.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. I've done it twice now, just as
And
we've
they've
been
all
chatting. And I'm like, dude,
can't-
I think I need to be a part-time writer.
Okay.
I think I do.
It's called residuals. You
I
get
don't need
those.
that. I'll just do
Okay.
it for free because it
Okay.
sounds like fun. Yeah. So typically, Frank, we start off the show with just kind of looking back at our weekends. Did we do anything fun? What adventures did you get into in Green Bay? Were you a tourist in your own town at all? Katie, did you have anything?
Yeah.
I knew you did.
What did I do this week?
I don't know, Katie.
Copper State. I
You went to
Copper
Copper State this weekend. What'd
Good
you get?
stuff.
That was good.
Yeah.
I got a margarita pizza.
Oh, yeah, those are the best.
Deacon got
Mm-hmm.
another pizza that I can't pronounce the name of, but it had pepperoni and sausage on it.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh, and the Brussels sprouts, chef's kiss, and pub chips.
Okay. I'm not a Brussels sprouts guy.
That's
Even if they're like burnt
No.
on the end, that makes them good.
I've never
right?
tried them.
You did, yeah. Okay, Brussels sprouts
Yeah.
suck, but if you burn them a little bit,
You burn?
and
entire
they're al
time.
dente. Do you know what al dente means? Just
Almost done.
almost
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to mean to question that you
Oh, no.
did.
No,
know
no,
that.
I had to go back in my
Chef.
my grandma before she passed away. She's we called her Ma.
Okay.
She's Ma. She's
Okay.
she's like Italian 100%. And
Okay.
like my mom has her gravy recipe, so she always used to speak Italian in the kitchen and then tell me what it meant. So
Have the
yeah,
dente.
I had to,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to go back. Al dente. Almost done.
Almost done.
Got
yes.
it. Yeah.
But Brussels sprouts with a little burn, a little sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
they
stuff.
have their Thai chilies. So they have sriracha and feta on them. So good. But Deacon was the entire time complaining, those smell weird.
They do smell weird.
Oh, my word.
Well, you
Where's
know what
the
they
best
smell
Brussels-
like? They smell like Kaukauna. Come on, we
not
know
wrong.
that.
You're
Whoa.
not wrong.
Where do you do you get down with the Brussels sprouts? Do you do that? Where's the best ones?
Well, the best Brussels sprouts I've had, and can we say other places?
Yeah.
Is that
Of course.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you,
Open
Chef
forum.
Andy is a buddy of mine, Andy
yeah.
Mueller. Andy Miller, I'm sorry. We worked together years back at Radisson, so we're tight friends.
Oh, nice.
And so I've been to a couple of his different restaurants, and I got to tell you, I was at the Black and Tan and had them, and
Oh, I forgot
so
that black
good.
and
to
tan
die
is really-
for.
Oh, my
to die
word.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
good
sounds
stuff.
so good.
Okay. All right. I'll put it on the list. I haven't been back to Black and Tan since it reopened.
What?
Yeah,
I
I,
haven't
know.
either.
I haven't been to Black and Tan or 1001 yet.
1001, yeah. I got to get to 1001, you know.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they did an absolutely stunning job inside of there. I've seen the pictures.
They
and
dropped
stuff,
some
like-
cashola.
Yes,
Let's
they
just say
did.
that.
It is
They
like
did.
so like ornate and like the woodwork and everything is just insane. So can I tell you guys, I'm planning. So, a group of friends is coming in this weekend. I haven't seen this friend in like 2 years, and he's one of my best friends. It's his 35th
Oh,
birthday.
he's got to be your best friend if
Yeah.
you haven't seen him in 2 years.
Oh yeah, we keep in touch. Texting, FaceTime,
Okay,
that sort
gotcha.
of thing. But he doesn't listen.
Does he?
He might listen
Well, that'd be cool.
because it's a surprise.
Tell him.
So I can't.
Maybe spill it on next week's.
I'll spill it on
What'd
next
you do
week.
this last weekend?
I got to get my phone and find out.
Oh, my word.
Hey, we can talk for a second. What did you do this? You know what I did
What
this?
did you do this weekend?
Well, I was in New Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, I was on vacation and got back Saturday. We took the kids down there and we put 1,700 miles on a
drove?
rental car. No, we flew to Phoenix, but we went to all these
You put
ghost towns.
1,700 miles on a
I
rental
beat
car?
the crap out of my.
Of course
every
you did.
time I have
Did
a
you get
rental
the
car.
insurance?
Of course, but we got a minivan this time because we
Katie's
had
not
6
allowed
of us.
to rent. Katie's not old enough to rent one.
So you got to. Oh, you got to be 25.
No, you're
I'm
not.
23.
No, you're not.
25?
You're
You
not
have to
old
be
enough. You have
25
be
to rent a
25.
car.
I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at all these milestones you have to look
Wow.
forward to,
Yes.
Katie.
Oh, I can
What
finally
a
drink.
win.
Can't rent a car.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
But I was in New Mexico, got back Saturday night, but there was a lot going on in this
Yeah.
area this weekend. A lot with theater. You know, I'm
Yeah.
a theater guy. So that, Gypsy was playing up at Abrams, and then also Tick Boom was here in Schwabenon. So I always follow what's going on with the theater in the community here. So there was a lot going on, and
Yeah.
there's more coming in the future.
Yeah. They. Oh, I went to the Blizzards game.
Oh,
too.
Yes!
That's right. We talked about this last
Yeah.
episode. She was telling us how excited she was for the Blizzard game, and I wanted to get a full recap.
I had literally no idea that it was as like kid friendly as it was.
Totally.
Yeah.
I had never been to a Blizzard game.
Did
and
you
it
get a
was
football?
No. It was more like an event, like a social
Too
outing.
short to.
Everybody, leave me alone. You're done.
So there was one close, but somebody who was about 5'8" actually
Yeah.
was able to
Yeah.
get it.
Ouch!
Okie dokie.
Brutal here. Brutal.
No, but it was really fun, and my niece was dancing at the halftime, and it was so
Oh,
cute.
that's cool.
She did her first stunt.
What does that mean?
She's in cheer, so she's only 7, so they can only do thigh stands. So like
Okay.
2 little girls, like you
Oh,
stand on
sure.
their thighs.
That's cute.
That
It
is
was
awesome.
the cutest
Yeah.
thing in the world.
How did the Blizzard do?
What? There was
What?
a game?
Oh,
Is it football?
yeah.
Great.
They did great.
there was
Did
a
they
lot.
try their best?
Was there a lot
Yeah,
of
they did their best.
They did, but it's 50. It's only 50
Yeah.
yards. That field.
Yeah,
so those
it was
passes
so
are
weird, and I
crazy.
couldn't keep up. They were like, just going the
So
entire time. I had no idea
I've
what
not
was
been
going
to one in forever since I was a kid. Well, Frank, what were they before they were the Blizzard?
Oh gosh,
When they
thanks
played-
for putting me under the bus.
You always have these answers
I
for
do,
me,
and
Frank.
I know lots of things. But
I know.
they were called something else before
Yeah.
the Blizzard.
Yeah.
I do recall that, and
I remember.
Oh.
See, I remember when
Oh,
they
was
changed.
it the something with their mascot? I don't know.
Whatever.
But I sang the national anthem at one of their games. I know that.
I do.
We're not going to bring those up, though.
I was
Okay,
going to say,
thank
I
you.
asked you before the show what not to bring
No,
up.
you can bring it up, dude. I sung the national anthem once since then.
Okay.
And people ask me to still do it to this day, and I pass those on to other folks. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Well,
Hey, it is. I did it, and I screwed up, and I owned it.
That
You
was
know,
Frank went.
me and Charlie Barron even talked about it. I was on the show with him, and I screwed up the national anthem at a Packer game. Do you know that?
No.
That went. And
If
Frank,
you just Google or go YouTube and look up national anthem epic fail,
Yeah.
and I come up.
so Frank went viral.
Yes.
Before viral was
Before
viral.
viral was viral.
I you know.
So like before I was on social media?
yeah.
Oh, well, it could. I don't know. Whatever. It's a couple
No,
years
here's
ago.
the thing though.
Yep.
With that, I want to talk about
Yeah.
that just for a little bit.
I'm cool with it.
I think that people give the national anthem singers way too much crap because I could never go and sing in front and perform in front of 80,000 people.
I got a call that morning.
Oh, it was?
I got a call that morning because the country singer got whatever. The plane was delayed in Atlanta because of a snowstorm. So I came in that morning.
Yeah.
I was in a church play that day, so I had to cancel the church play. Came in, got there at 10:30, sang it, nailed it.
That
I
was
was
it,
ready.
yeah.
80,000 people. This is because I've been wanting to do this forever.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm a hometown boy. I
Right.
mean, this is the
Yeah.
big thing. The Packers, 80,000. All my friends are out there, and darn it, when they're bringing out the flag. The people, somebody fell on top of somebody, and I lost my concentration.
Oh.
And I know there's no excuse, so I
there is.
repeated
There
the
definitely is.
line twice. And the rockets' red glare, and the rockets' red glare.
I mean, it still sounds good.
It still sounded good. If you listen to it, it sounds really
Yeah.
good. And I nailed the ending when the Jets came over.
Yeah, that's I see. I think it gets way too much like criticism when people mess up because it's like, well, you go out there and do it then.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, there was some people mad because I do a lot for the veterans in this community,
Yeah.
and that's really important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to do it. And I spent the day. Actually, I spent the week. I was on every news channel in the States. I did every radio interview, and
Yeah.
I stood up for what it was. And there were some haters out there, but I think I convinced people that I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
Because some
Of
people
course
thought I was
not.
doing it because I'm a comedian.
Oh.
Yeah, I had some folks out there that really thought,
I
you
didn't
did that.
yeah.
You did that to get, No, I
Right.
didn't.
I didn't consider that people
Yeah.
would have thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
because of your shows
Yeah.
and the comedy
Sure.
and that sort of thing. That's a jump.
It is, but
That's a jump.
yeah, I had people ask
all
me, and I had one guy I could not convince.
I would love
and
to
I bought
see
him a beer.
I would
Yeah,
love to see you
aw.
back out there sometime, Frank.
Yeah.
I would love
I hope so.
Yeah.
I know
You'll,
folks on the board, so I'm
Yeah.
trying. Hint, hint.
Okay. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we're gonna call you Frank again.
We will. Yeah, we'll try to
get back
target.
to
We'll
ya.
try to target market this podcast right to the Packers board. hashtag give Frank another
yeah,
chance.
exactly. We can start a campaign today.
Hashtag Frank for Anthem.
I love it. Do you know how many more views are going to be of that epic fail
Yeah.
video after this?
Oh my
I love
word.
it.
It's not on the internet anymore.
Oh yes, it is. Oh,
No,
can't say it. No, it is.
no, it's not. I couldn't find it
Okay.
anywhere.
Anywhere. Good. Deal.
No. All right. So,
Yeah.
Frank.
Wow, we got off track there. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
What's your list?
It's
say?
all good. No. It's all good. I want to start. Typically, I start in chronological order, and then we go off the rails.
Yeah.
Is kind of how we roll on the 920
Like a crazy train?
Yes.
Okay.
Going off the- This might be the episode with the most singing in
Yes.
it of
It
all
gets
time.
very hyper today.
I've had a few. I've had a few. Dude, Frank's energy is contagious. It
It
just
is.
comes over to me,
It
and I'm
is.
like, let's
It
go.
I love it. I love it.
So, wanted to go back to you. We talked a little bit with the guys from Creative Edge Productions.
Yep.
You mentioned you're a Green Bay lifer.
Mm-hmm.
What has made Green Bay the place to stay for you?
Well, I got to tell you, after college,
Where'd you go to college?
I went to GB here.
Let's go.
Yeah, boom, boom,
What
boom,
schools
baby.
did you go to?
UW, GB, and Preble.
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 But before
Southwestern.
that, Southwest, we were the last year of the kids from Alloway to come to Preble. So my class was like 597 people. And then the next class went to Southwest.
Yeah.
So we had this huge graduating class, and I didn't even know half. I was walking down the graduation at the Brown County Arena. Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that big of a class.
No, we've had this conversation because I went to De Pere, so
Okay.
fairly big
Go Birds.
school.
Go
Yeah,
Birds.
great day to be a Redbird.
Yep, it is.
Katie went to Southwest, and like we both know people who like
Mm-hmm.
are and have gone to like smaller schools,
Yeah.
and we get a lot. Like, we're in the community a lot, and like we get like, oh, you went to De Pere in this year? Do you know this person?
Sure.
I'm like,
I had 1,300 people in my class.
Wow.
I had about 500.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And-
I guess I thought I was like the
Yeah.
abnormal.
No, I had 1,300 people in
And
my
I'm
class.
like-
We were the largest class.
I'm like, I have like 20 friends, and there's 500 people. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
More than
crazy.
me.
That's like when you go somewhere and they're like, oh, you're from Green Bay, and they're like, oh, do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
so-and-so?
Oh,
I'm like,
totally.
I don't know. There's like 250,000 people that live around the area. I
I
have
still
no
go
idea.
places and people go, where's Green Bay?
Yeah, north of Chicago.
North, is that up? That's where it's cold, right? But anyway, when I went to college in Green Bay, but before that, my dad was a union electrician, so
Okay.
he worked on nuclear plant shutdowns. So I lived in all these obscure places all over the United States. So
I mean, it
I
would-
went to high school in Arkansas. I went to grade school in Michigan. I grew up in Florida. So Green Bay was always the place to come back because he worked at when the nuclear plant at Kewanee or what's the other Point Beach would
Point Beach.
shut
Oh,
down.
yep.
He would work there, so we'd always I do 4th grade in Green Bay, then I do 5th grade in Michigan, 6th grade
That's
in Denver.
crazy.
So we lived all over. But my parents got divorced when I was 15 or 16, moved back, and I finished at Preble my junior and senior year.
How that must have
I just
been.
have a lot of friends.
I do have a lot of friends, but
That's a
not
lot
a
of
lot of
moving.
close friends, and I think that's what happens
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're not in the same spot. I do have some dear friends. Don't get me wrong, but you don't build those lifelong
Right.
friends. I still
Lifelong
have friends
friends, yeah.
like in Arkansas that I went to high school with, and but that's 30 years ago.
I only switched schools once, and that was
Dramatic.
it was
Climatic?
from Ashwaubenon to De Pere.
So you want to cross the street?
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
right, okay.
Well, across the river.
Across the
which
river,
here
I'm sorry,
might have been another country.
True.
You know, and I still don't like. There's people that I went to elementary school with in Ashwaubenon that like Ashley from the she's the GM over at Hotel Northland now.
Yeah.
Like we had an intro meeting. We're like, oh yeah, we realized we went to the same elementary school that you like know, but my friends are all ones who I graduated with.
Sure,
You know? So it is. That must be kind of.
Because you're a St. Norbert boy, right? Or where'd you go?
UWGB.
You're a GBer too?
Yes,
You
man.
know, if you walk in the theater arts program and upstairs, there's my picture up there still.
I've seen it
From
up
the
there.
80s.
Yeah.
Were
I've
you
seen
a
it up
theater
there.
kid in high school?
I was a sports kid. I
Really?
played basketball, football, baseball, and then my senior year, I played guitar, and I was
How old were you when you learned guitar?
2nd grade. My dad made us take lessons. I hated every second of it, but I got to tell you what, when I got into high school, I was happening. I knew every Eagles song, every John Denver song, and I was always the one playing at the party, and everybody else was making out.
Standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, she's such a fine sight. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford.
Did I say black bed? It's a flatbed.
Whenever I hear Eagles, that's what I. That's what I listen. That's what I.
It's in the key of
That's
G. That
actually
song.
one of my. That's one of my biggest regrets. I did not learn to play a musical instrument.
You know what? It's never too late. It's like
I know, and my daughter is 9. My daughters are 9 and 6, and they're coming up to that part of school where like they're going to require them to take an instrument.
yep.
And here's what I did.
The what is that thing called?
The
flute,
recorder?
The recorder.
Yeah, that's
Did
your
you get
first.
those yet?
You start those.
Yes, and I threw my daughters out the window.
Throwing up.
Hot cross buns.
I still have mine.
It's the first song they learned.
Yeah, but so Wrightstown is actually doing this. My kids go to Wrightstown.
Okay.
They're doing this cool program in 4th grade. They're teaching them the ukulele,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is
cool.
awesome.
That's
yeah.
cool.
And that's
Way
different
better.
tuning than a guitar. It's like a banjo, how it's tuned. Yeah.
It's like a tropical banjo.
It sounds great.
I love it.
The chords are different than a guitar, though, so you got to learn different things.
Somewhere
It's
over
fun.
the rainbow,
Oh, yeah.
goat ukulele song.
Do it.
Somewhere.
Nick, stop singing.
I'm going to keep bringing up songs, too.
Oh my word.
Stump 'em.
I can't believe you weren't a theater kid though.
But I got to tell you, my senior year, I finally put my foot down because I love musical theater.
Yeah.
I love singing. So not until I was a senior, I went out for the play. I got the lead. And
Let's
I also
go.
did forensics, and I took first at state.
What was
And
your
I'm like,
musical?
The musical is called The Death and Life of Sneaky Fitch. Sneaky Fitch, you're a low-down, dirty son of a... Appearing at the Preble High Auditorium.
Oh my word.
I did the commercial just like that. So I played guitar, and I actually got to write songs because the narrator portion, that's what I played,
Yeah.
told the story. But
I would love doing
yeah.
the narrator.
so I wrote songs for the show too. It was a really cool experience. So when I thought about college, I applied at UWL or Oshkosh because of the TV program, because that's
Oh, yep.
kind of what I was thinking to do, and then GB because of the TV program. And I found out that they had a great. It was called what was the degree called? I can't remember because it was all encompassed, the graphic, everything all together.
No, mass media communications.
Yeah, mass media communication.
Yeah.
There was a specific back then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I Jack Frisch, who was the theater director or professor out there, I took all his classes, and he taught me so much about meditation. And he's a professor emeritus. He passed away a couple of years ago, but that's where I got my start, and I haven't stopped.
Cool.
But see, I found out how much you made in TV. That first year, if I would have gone and done TV, it was like $12,000 a year.
Dude.
Like I was making $18,000 a year running a bar.
Yeah.
So I went in the bar business.
I had the
like a
same
fool.
exact experience, Frank. I initially went to UW Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I was in journalism school
Yeah.
there. My dream when I was in high school, I wrote for the Crimson Aviator, the De Pere High School newspaper. And I wanted to be a writer for Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
Like that was
your goal.
That was my dream.
Okay.
Like if I could be the next Peter King
Sure.
or those guys of the early 2000s,
Yeah.
late 90s who were like cranking out content in print and venturing online, like that's what I wanted to do. And I had a professor and an advisor kind of like talk me through what the career path would be like. And I found out the same thing. I'm like, how am I going to make ends meet doing this? Like
You can't.
freelancing and all this stuff. And that's when I learned about public relations and marketing and switched and moved to Green Bay.
Cha-ching.
Then, that's all well and good until you decide that you want to work for nonprofits. And then that cha-ching is like kind
Yeah.
of
True. To stop. But you feel good doing it.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
Yeah.
I grew up in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I love this city. I love this community, and getting to hop on a podcast with Katie once a week and talk about cool stuff going on, and have cool guests like yourself come on. Like this is a dream job. Like
Yeah.
it really
It really is. And being a supporter of a community, you had said, that we're both from this area. And being that I moved away, I appreciated this area even more because I moved away after college and worked in Chicago, and I worked down in Columbia, Missouri, running nightclubs, believe it or not.
Oh, my
Rockin'
word.
nightclubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
need some Frank
Okay.
running nightclub stories.
Okay. Oh, my God. I ran the hottest club in Columbia, Missouri. Columbia is like Madison.
Is that a
Really?
Yeah, that's a big
University?
college
It's Mizzou.
It's U.S. Oh, it's Mizzou. There. It's
Mizzou,
not-
the
okay.
University of Missouri,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it was called Doc and Eddie's. Now there used to be one in Green Bay. I was assistant manager or DJ up here, and I was one of the only people who could beat mix. I don't know if you know what beat mix is. You're too young, but that's when you take one record
Like
and you can beat mix it into another, so it
like
sounds
G-
like the same
D-
song.
DJ
so
Jazzy
it's
Jeff.
DJ. They do it with
yeah.
CDs, and now they do it. But I did it
Now
with
it's
records
digital,
back
yeah.
in the day. So I went down there as an assistant manager of this nightclub that had. Every night was packed because it was video too. Video was just out, and we had a big video screen, huge dance floor, pool tables, dining area. It could fit like 600 people.
So it was a spot.
It was the spot, and that's what got my start with different mediums. Like I booked comedy. I would have lingerie shows.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Ooh,
I
the
like that.
Missouri beauties, and
Missouri beauties.
I would have Chippendale dancers. I'd book all this
Let's
stuff.
go.
And I learned so much in a short period of time about the field, and that's how when I came back to Green Bay. I was the beverage director at the Radisson. That I started opening up my own clubs. I had Green Bay's first comedy club, Doc's Comedy Club.
Oh.
I had 2 comedy clubs in Green Bay at that time. Then I opened the Sports Corner. And when
you own the Sports Corner?
I did. There was 4 of us that owned it. Yeah.
Really?
That was me, Joe Emmerich, Keith Niskoyak, and
I loved the Sports Corner. My
yeah,
parents always
yeah,
used,
and
that was
Casey
the one in De
Ledowski.
Pere, right?
Yep.
Right where Julie's Cafe and Brickhouse
That's
Burgers
where it is right
are?
now. That's where Let Me Be Frank Productions started as Frank's Dinner Theater.
Oh,
I had this
yeah.
big banquet hall, okay? And we'd have weddings Friday and Saturday, but it would sit empty Sunday through Thursday. And my buddy Joe Kinniger, who owns Profit Marketing, we did theater together. We did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat at St. Norbert College a couple summers before, and we got to be really good friends. I go, Joe, let's start a dinner theater. He goes, that's the worst business you could ever start besides a bar. I go, well, let's do it.
Well, I already have a bar,
I
so.
have a bar. So our first show was in 2000 of February. That was 24 years ago. Called The Temp. It was a show we bought from a guy in Minneapolis. We did the show. We sold it out. We sold out every night, 7 nights. Well, I think we each made $285.
Love that.
And I'm looking at the script. I go, Joe, this seems like stuff that we could write.
So you were bringing in acts?
Joe and I put this theater troupe together with our friends. We auditioned people. In fact, Amy Reamer, who is my wife now, was an original cast member of the first show. Didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know
She
Amy
couldn't
was that
stand
with
me
you for
back
that
then.
long.
She couldn't stand
Couldn't
me back
stand
then.
me. She thought I was a little arrogant, if you can imagine that.
No.
Yes. I'm like, honey. He goes, I did get to see your naked butt, though. I wasn't ashamed when I was changing costumes.
Hey, when you have that little of a space, you're doing everything.
You got to
on a
do
budget,
everything.
You gotta...
But you know what? It was so successful that we were planning on building a banquet facility in the town of Lawrence, which became, I don't know if you remember the SC Grand.
I do remember the
But
SC
I
Grand.
built and designed a theater called Frank's Dinner Theater, and that's where we moved to there, where we're doing shows 120 nights a year. We were doing
my
shows.
God.
How long were you there for?
We were there for 4 years till I decided to move. I got the key to the city, I call it, the Meyer Theater.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I want to get into that
Yeah.
story a little bit about the Meyer Theater
Yeah.
here in a minute, but I do have to tell you, do you remember when the bridge switched into Pier?
I do. Who
and
doesn't?
threw that huge party at Sports Corner?
Yes.
My parents still have the T-shirts you guys gave away for that event.
Are you kidding
Nope.
me?
We
They
were
gotta
there.
be worth at least the price they cost.
Yeah, I know. They still have those.
Oh,
and
my God.
then, so what was it right after Sports Corner?
Well, it sat vacant for a while, and then it became the burger place. now,
Okay, so
Bricks.
it was still Sports Corner
Yeah.
then when this happened.
Yeah,
So
it must have been.
that's also where my parents met my wife for the first time.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my word.
There's some history
Yep.
going
How
on.
nostalgic.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I was.
Our world has just gotten
I know.
smaller, Nick.
I know.
We're like
it is.
this.
Yeah. So I have fond memories of the Sports
So
Corner.
do
I
I.
still remember it, because it was so nervous, right? And my parents they didn't meet a lot of the people I would date. It
Sure.
never really got to that point. But with her, it did. And they were sitting outside on the patio with some of their friends. And I remember walking up and being like, "Oh my God," because you had that little
Cement
wrought
patio.
iron
Yep.
fence around the
Yep.
cement patio with all the high tops out there. And yeah,
How cool is that?
yeah. So
Oh.
yeah,
Little
good
snack.
memories.
Do you remember that, honey?
Yeah.
You talking to your wife?
She doesn't listen. She doesn't listen.
Oh, she doesn't?
No,
Okay.
She
she-
hears
My
enough
wife,
of him all the time.
my wife never listens to me.
Yeah. No, that's what she says. She's like, I can't. She's tried because
Yeah.
I've been like, hey, what'd you think of the show? That sort of thing. She's like, I can't listen to you. Like, it's so weird hearing your voice and you not being there and
yeah, I don't like listening to
Does
myself.
Deacon
but-
listen?
Yeah.
Does he really?
He does.
Shout out Deacon. What's up? Hey, Deacon. Remember when Katie did not introduce us when we ran into each other at Aldi?
Wow. That is.
No, her boyfriend Deacon. Her and I, she talks about him all the time on the
Yeah.
podcast. So I'm shopping in Aldi, going down
thought
the
they
aisle,
met already.
and sure enough, Katie and Deacon are there, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Did a quick little interaction. Wanted to get back to shopping, and he's standing there. I'm standing there.
I thought they met. I'm so sorry.
And then we talked the next day. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." When he walked away, Deacon was like, "So you didn't introduce me?"
So how do you know that guy?
No, Deacon pointed out. He's like, "Isn't that Nick?" I said, "Oh, yeah,
he
it
knew.
is. Yeah, it is Nick."
Well, for not being formally introduced, he seems like a great guy. So shout out. What's up, man?
Yeah.
So let's now that we've gone down the nostalgia path
Yes.
with
Wait,
the Sports
I have
Corner.
one more thing
Yeah.
to add to the nostalgia path.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do it.
Do you know Teresa and Melissa from Preble?
I sure do.
So I worked at the pancake place all
Yes.
growing up.
Wow. It's so funny that you say that because I've been going there and getting fattened up. Well, I was going there before they owned it. I was going there when they were both just waiting tables.
Yep.
And they were waiting on me. And we became fast friends.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, and to this day, I do some trade out with her. So I get
Yep.
I get free pancakes
Yeah,
every once in a
I
while.
know.
I've only been there once. Katie dragged me there.
Can I tell you a story about the pancake place?
Yes, let's go.
Oh, my God. You guys are going to. Okay, so I'm sitting there, right? Yeah. I'm sitting there. This is maybe
when Justin
20
Timberlake
years.
walked
Yes! I was the guy! I'm sitting there, and the waitress comes up to me. She goes, "Hey, is that Justin Timberlake over there?" So I look at him. I go, "Wow, he looks a lot like him, but I don't think so." And then there's a girl sitting with him that
Jessica
looks
Biel.
like 12 years old. She looked like she was 12 years old. Jessica Biel. So I get up and I didn't talk to him, but we were pretty close. We made eye contact. You
Yeah.
know. He went like this. No, he didn't.
That's so
Are
funny.
you Frank? No, he didn't. So,
Right?
so
Good to see you, buddy.
and
Yes.
the only reason why they went there is because Chad Clifton, who plays
Yep.
left tackle for the Packers, told him the best breakfast in town
Yeah.
was a pancake place.
Yep.
So I walk outside, and the Radisson bus is there, and I know the front desk manager who's in the front seat. I go, "Was that Justin Timberlake?" He goes, "Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, right?" He goes, I said, I didn't think it was Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
could have swore because you didn't in person. I tell you what, he looks like he's about 5'8", 110 pounds.
Yeah.
And at this time,
Tiny.
he was very popular.
Oh my
At
God!
that,
Yeah.
at-
I mean,
when
he
that
still
happened. I
is.
mean, he's still super popular,
Yeah.
but I feel like it was really a big thing.
Yeah.
It was a
back
huge thing for him to come to the Packer games.
Yeah.
And the reason why they came to eat at that time because they know that was the slow time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't eat. I eat a lot. So I just go when I can.
Same.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah,
Anyway,
That was me.
What is
Nonetheless.
your go-to at the pancake place?
My go-to is the Hardy.
Okay.
It really
Hardy
is the
breakfast.
Hardy.
That's
But
safe bet.
I've the older I get though, I'm going to the 2 eggs over easy with fruit.
Oh my
Get away
word.
from toast and pan potato. I got to keep this figure.
No,
And
I
Texas
get it.
toast extra butter.
I do. Lucky.
I get it, man. I'm trying
Lucky.
to get back to plain weight as
Plain
well.
weight.
Yeah.
Svelte.
Yes, exactly. I'm on that Peloton.
Are you?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he is.
Yeah,
Every
you're a
morning.
winner.
I did
Every
my
morning.
Peloton workout today.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Yesterday it was like 6:30 in the morning. I turned on the Peloton. I was like, oh, it sounds like a 2000s ride. Like I wanted to get some 2000s jams. And the warm up song was "X Gonna Give It to You" by DMX.
Yeah.
X gonna give it to you. You're gonna give it to you. I was like, whoa, all right, we are doing it on this Tuesday morning. So Katie brought me there. We went there for the Pancake Place is where this podcast started.
Yeah, it is.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
No, so
I actually interviewed
Teresa?
at the Pancake Place in a booth.
Yep.
We did a Frankly Green Bay episode.
oh,
there.
we should do that.
Yep, in a booth.
I love her. She's
Yep,
really
she's
good.
amazing.
She's good friends
Yeah.
with my dad, so that's how I
Okay.
started.
Yep.
So we all kind of knew that the way promotion marketing, destination marketing is going, like owned content stuff that you actually make out of your office is much more trustworthy and well accepted and viewed than the super edited down ads.
Yeah. Yep.
So we all knew, we were like, we got to come up with something that is just like builds Green Bay's personality, showcases that. So we sat at the Pancake Place. I had my first ever, what did I order? The eggs Benedict
Stuffed hash browns.
stuffed hash browns.
Ooh,
It's a game
good
changer.
stuff. It
Yep.
is a game
And then the podcast almost didn't happen because I nearly had a heart attack in the parking lot. But it was
I told
delicious.
him. I did tell him.
Yeah. Her and Cameron would have had to do it.
Oh, I love
and then
it.
there would have been a little black ribbon on the wave ball for Nick.
Wow.
R.I.P.
Dark,
Succumb
dark.
to the Benedict stuffed hash browns.
It was so good though.
It's amazing.
So yeah, let's dive into Let Me Be Frank Productions a little bit more because it's a fascinating story to me. It's a really really cool, hyper local, great entertainment thing that we have. But we mentioned one of the key things to that happening was getting the key to the city, aka
Really?
the Meyer Theater. So how did that all go down?
Well, the president of the Meyer Theater Board, Kramer Rock, had been to come and see us a few times, and they were switching companies who was running the Meyer Theater. At that time, the Widener Center had a management company that was running it, and that's when they were bringing in the Broadway shows, and they took over the Meyer Theater, and this was only for like a year and a half, and it was struggling. It was struggling to bring entertainment in and people to come down. And the one thought was a house troupe, somebody who could keep the doors open, somebody that would
Kind of in
perform-
between the acts that are coming in.
And they
Okay.
had thought back then to maybe putting together something like that, but they said, hey, there's something like that in town right here.
Yeah.
It's called Let Me Be Frank Productions. I know he opened up his own place, but let's go talk to him. So Kramer came to me, and at that point, I was ready to be out of business with my partners. Sometimes partnerships just don't work, relationships, and I was ready to move on. They were ready to move on. So they made me a deal that I couldn't say no to. So I did a year at the SC Grand, and then moved in 2007 to the Meyer Theater. So I've been at the Meyer Theater now is about 17 years. Is that
Oh
what
my
it is?
gosh, that's
Wow.
crazy.
I know, 17 years.
2007
to
to 2023. Yeah, it's 17 years.
Did I do it right?
You did.
17 years.
It's easy
and
for me. I
if you
graduated
do the
high
numbers, we do 82 to 90 shows a year. So 90 times
Wow.
17, you got your calculator?
I do.
90 times 17. And then I think we've had over 350,000 people come to our shows in that time. So if you go 17 times 90 times, let's say our average is 230 people a night. What does that equal? Wow, that's a lot of math. Is there pi involved? I think it
I
was,
will say it's more than the population of the city.
yeah,
by
it was like
quite some-
350,000 people we brought to downtown.
351,900.
See? Wow, I did that in my head. I did that in my head. It's
That was
crazy.
awesome.
I've always been good at math. I don't know
have not
why.
been.
But yeah, and we've become a staple of the downtown, and we support our community. Community supports us. Of course, I've been the host of the Green Bay or the telethon, CP telethon.
Yeah,
for
I
the
did want to
last-
get into that
yeah,
too.
18 years. I've been on the telethon for 24 years, and then my troupe has been the main entertainment for the telethon for 18 years. I'm on the board of directors. I was the president of the board for a while. So community is so important to me, and they support my business.
Yep.
So anything I can do, Discover Green Bay. I mean, I love you guys. I mean, I'll do anything for you guys. And, I made a nice
We have a great
pledge,
partnership.
Including putting on a jumpsuit for us.
Yes, that's right. And dressing like Curly Lambeau.
Yes.
I actually, I don't know if you probably don't remember this, but I flew out to L.A. for the big conference and did a show out there for everybody. It was my Curly Lambeau show. That's why they said, yeah, my wife played.
It all comes together.
It all comes together. So I did a show out there. For 4 days we were out there. I rented a hot rod and did,
He was living his
did
best
105
life.
miles an hour on the 4. Man, I was living life when we went out there. We went to Disney World. And my buddy, Jack Janowitz, who was in Let Me Be Frank Productions, is the Aladdin out there. So we got to see, he's the Aladdin at Walt Disneyland. He was in Let Me Be Frank's back in the day. DePere graduate.
Really?
Jack Janowitz sang the national anthem at the. See, everything is like this.
Yep.
That is
Everything is
butterfly
intertwined.
effect.
I know, it's crazy.
Jeez.
It totally
So you were
is.
going to mention, we kind of cut you off with a question there, but you did provide a great, an unbelievable gift to the visitor center too.
Yes.
Which I do want to take the opportunity to say publicly on the show, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we love our partnership. We love bringing journalists and
You do.
and tours and meeting planners and meeting events and all of those to your shows. They always come back with rave reviews. And I think as we look into the next 10, 15, 20 years of Discover Green Bay, I think our partnership is going to be a really, really big part of that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for
You're
that,
welcome.
Frank.
You're welcome. One of the cool things that Discover Green Bay did a couple years ago, and it's too bad COVID hit, but they're called these Green Bay Signature Experiences.
Yeah,
And-
we're working
and
on those coming back.
They're coming back because
Yeah.
I have a great plan for groups when they come to town where they meet with me a half hour before the show. We talk about the show, and they just give me 10 things that they want in the show, and I'll put them in the show. So every time I say, I remember one was pie plate. Put pie plate in there. So I said pie plate like in one of my lines, and the 200 people are there. Ah!
That's
And everybody else
awesome.
like, what is so funny
Yeah.
about pie
That is
plate?
so cool.
That's really cool.
So the Green Bay experience is one of the cool things Discover Green Bay has done, and also the tourism and the bus tours you bring, and we're always accommodating to any writers that want to come and see the show. And yes, we did make the $10,000 commitment to you guys, and that's why Friday night, opening night, $10 of every ticket goes to Discover Green Bay.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yep.
We appreciate that
Yep.
so much. And I know a contingent of Discover Green Bay folks will be there.
Yes, they
as
will.
well.
I will.
Yeah. So I want to. Can I ask a few Let Me Be Frank questions?
Please do. I don't mean to be frank with you, but I will be.
All right.
So easy.
I put that one on a T.
Oh, you
for
did?
you.
Okay.
I want to know about the casting situation.
Sure.
Because they're all local people. So and every production is just so well put together, and the talent is just amazing. How do you find these people?
That's a great question. They find me. And it all started 24 years ago. Joe Kittinger and I called our friends in the theater business and had them just do the show. Some of them stuck around for a while, some didn't. But most of the folks that are in our shows right now have been with me 18 years.
Wow.
20
Really?
years. Because think about it. There's only one place you can make a living doing theater, and that's with Let Me Be Frank Productions. Because it is a full-time job. You're doing 80 shows a year. You're rehearsing, 15. We usually rehearse 15 times before we do a show. So I'm writing the script. Pat is doing the music. The band is learning the music. My girls are doing the choreography. I work with the staging and the props. I got some people that design props.
Yeah.
So it's not just the players. There's a whole I have 17 employees for Let Me Be Frank Productions that put this production together. And we've learned over time that, you can't just get by with one good show. Every show has to be good.
Yep.
You got to make sure that
You guys don't miss, though.
we don't miss.
You don't
they
miss.
do not miss.
We thank you, by the way, for saying that, because I really strive to do that. Sometimes when I sit
Every
down
time
and write
you-
a show,
yeah.
I'm like, man, is this funny?
Every time, and I think I can speak for our office, and because we're lucky enough, we get a tiny bit of a pre heads up about what the show's
Sure.
going to
Yeah,
be.
you do. Yeah, you do.
So every time you announce, we have a group chat, and they put out the title, and we don't even know the plot,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Iconic.
Frank did it again.
Immediately,
again.
yes.
Boom! Like you did from the titles you come up with.
What was
even
it?
just from there,
Manitowoc
it's like-
Munsters?
I love that
Manitowoc
one.
Munster.
Yeah.
That was such a good show, man. I loved playing Herman Munster. You know, I got titles all the way through 2025 now. Yeah.
Oh my
Isn't that? You want to hear some?
Yeah.
You sure?
Are they?
Yeah, tell me.
Do
You
we
ready?
have to cut
Yeah.
this? Do we have to cut this?
Bondwell, James.
Oh!
Okay, you ready for another
Let's
one?
go.
Yeah.
Ready for that? I found my thrill on Scray's Hill. Huh?
How do you get so punny?
I don't know. Oh, I got more.
So
They're all up there.
I'm.
Marketing brain. You can
Well,
hear
of course he
it.
does.
You can hear it.
So.
Bay Beach Boys.
Oh!
Huh? What?
Banger
What?
after banger after banger.
That is iconic.
Don't miss, Frank. You don't miss. Let's instead of looking forward, I do want to look back a little bit.
Okay.
I want to hear. I mean, you 17 years at the Meyer Theater.
Yeah.
Give me, and I know this is like asking you to pick your favorite child.
Oh.
Give me your favorite type. Five shows, like five productions.
Okay, I think they're all the best.
Yeah.
Every time I write a show, and everybody says this one was better than that one, this one was better than that one. But the ones that stick out to me are the ones that sold the best. I hate to say that, but
No, it's
okay,
true.
my
Yeah.
best-selling show of all time was a show called 2.5 Belgians.
I like it.
Based off 2.5.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a story
Winning.
about the Frosty Tip in Dykesville. Because the whole story of the Frosty Tip, it was run by the Pancratz family that had 8 kids. And they all called them by numbers. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I kid you not. And I was number 1, and we had
can't
all the
make
kids.
this
You
stuff
can't make
up,
this stuff
dude.
up. And it was all like songs from the 60s and 70s. And that show, by the way, 2.5 Belgians, because it's my 25th year next year, I'm bringing that show back. Best-selling show
like
of
a
all time.
greatest hits.
Greatest
kinda
hits
thing? I
coming
like
back.
it.
I actually back then I got a '57 Chevy that was a golf cart that I drove on stage. So I'm gonna go find that and buy it. I think for that show. But that one. Then there was a show called
It's a write-off.
My Big Fat Pulaski Wedding.
Oh, I like that.
That
Yeah.
spurred 3 other shows. My Big Fat
Like spin-offs?
Pulaski Wedding. The Honeymoon's Over. My Big Fat Pulaski Wedding. What was it called? It's Over. So it spurred some. So
Yeah.
there's 2. There was a Christmas show that we did about
Your
'cause-
Christmas shows are bangers
24
as well.
different Christmas shows we've done. We always come up with a different concept. I mean, there's so many Christmas songs out there that we've done everything.
Yeah.
So you just do a different artist maybe, or a different rendition of a song. Sometimes we do more of to the secular version, to the non-secular. We try and please everybody, but we're not going to please everybody.
Right.
That's
but
impossible.
we try to. All in Christmas shows, we're notoriously PG-13, but Christmas is always PG.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
got to make sure kids can come to the
Yeah.
show, and because we're flying innuendos every show, and some people think, you shouldn't bring your
Disney.
kid
Well,
to
then
that.
they haven't
Yeah.
paid attention to Disney.
Exactly. But Christmas is squeaky clean. So there's this one Christmas show that I did. Me and David Gusloff did the 12 Days of Christmas, but we acted out each one of the and it's
Right.
to this day people talk about the bit. And one other, I know I'm talking a lot, but
No,
there's
no.
one
You're good.
other show I did was called Beach Baby, and it was based on a store called Handy's of Hortonville, and Paul played, the guy who does the commercials for what is that big grocery store here?
Festival.
Oh no,
No.
Woodman's.
Woodman's.
Yeah.
Oh, we got all the money here.
Yeah.
The way they dress,
Yeah.
and that's how
Yeah.
he acted like him with those pants. It was so funny. And I won a trip somewhere. It was kind of like this Punta Kaukauna, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I came out, and this is when I was a little bit svelter, in a gold lame Speedo.
Oh my word.
And to this day, after that show, the gold lame Speedo, I wore it to some function.
Did they
And
raise
they
it to
took
the
it off,
rafters of
and
the Meyer
people-
Theater? Like a banner, like a
No,
championship banner?
somebody stole it, and they would wear, and it would show up in different pictures at different, like in Mexico, in Hawaii, people would wear it. Hey, Frank, look what I got! I kid you not. That
is hilarious.
Influencer before influencer was a thing.
Yes, for sure.
Love
yeah,
it.
that was way before then, because that was just pictures being sent to you on the internet. Hey,
Yeah.
Frank, look at me. I'm wearing your Speedo. Did you wash it?
If you don't forward this email to 5 people, you will have bad luck for
Exactly.
7 years.
Yes.
Katie
So
doesn't know
Yes,
about
I do.
chain emails.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
I was old enough.
Yes.
For that part.
For that part, because this would have been 19 years ago, that Speedo thing.
Yeah.
But people still talk about that to this day. You ever
That's
going to bring that
hilarious.
show back? No.
No.
That's a good
Not.
question. So like, when a show is done
Yep.
and you put it to bed, there's never a thought of like, hey, we're gonna pull that one back out of the. I mean, I know you just talked about the
Sequels.
25th reunion thing,
Yeah.
but like for the most part, like I mean, you've been doing it for long enough now that you have a new audience that may have
I
not.
could pull old shows, but I'm not like that.
Okay.
I love my passion is writing. I love writing dialogue. I suck at grammar, but I love writing dialogue. It's like whenever
we have this conversation all the time. Grammar is for books.
grammar is for books. Exactly.
Textbooks
I had a
specifically.
magazine for a while called Frankly Green Bay, where I just did it more for marketing for myself.
Yeah.
But I sold ads, and my editor would go, "Well, you got to follow the
APA style,
Yeah,
yeah.
APA style." I'm like, so do I put quotes around this?
Would you like me? Would you like me to cite my source and my copy in a bibliography in the back
Exactly.
of the book?
Oh my
Hell
Lord.
no.
I was told I used too many commas.
Yeah. I probably use too few.
Yeah.
I use too many.
Do
Used
you?
too many?
I think so.
I think I'm just gonna write everything using ChatGPT now.
Yes.
Literally facts.
Just put question marks at the end of everything. You know, whatever. I do it on purpose when we have a read through, and people go, "So we're going to Punta Kaukauna?"
Like Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I always say that whenever I do it, because I do Local 5 Live, I sit in and
Yep.
cover for Lisa or Melaine, and I always say, watch and see if I screw up, because I'm going to read everything that's on there. And I do.
Funny.
Oh, that's
Oh,
hilarious.
my
All right,
God.
before we get into some
Yeah.
other stuff here, I have one other thing I want to ask you, and then we're gonna maybe pitch you some ideas.
Sweet. I'm ready for it.
I don't know if I'm prepared for that. Okay,
You can
go.
do it. You can do it.
I want to know everything about your stint in Vegas.
Okay.
And how it came to be, and how a guy that runs the Meyer Theater and the Let Me Be Frank's production ended up on a Las Vegas stage for a, what did you call it, a residency? Or?
Yeah, well, a residency is 10 dates. We have done a total of 8 performances, so
Okay.
we're close, because
Getting
we're
there.
going back again. Then we can call
Oh,
it.
nice.
We're going back next year to perform again. So I'm going to give you the long version.
Love
is
that.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, because it
Okay.
gives Katie time to think.
Back in 2006, I did Elvis in a show, and somebody goes, "Wow, you sound just like him."
Okay.
I mean, you look like Alec Baldwin, but you sound just like Elvis. And I go, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's
So I sent a videotape of me doing Elvis to the Ultimate Elvis competition. It was down in Branson, Missouri, and I got picked. There was like 500 Elvis videos. That's what they sent back then.
Wow.
And so I did the competition. I took 4th place. I'm like, oh, wow.
there's a lot of Elvis performers in this country.
Oh, my God. There's thousands. Back when I first did it, there weren't as many. But I was like, I could make money doing Elvis. So I started doing, on the side, doing these Elvis things. And I probably do, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 Elvis performances a year, just for different things. Plus, I have a thing called Frank's Tribute, because my wife can sing. She can manipulate her voice. If you ever heard my wife, Amy, sing,
she
it's
is
probably,
an incredible
she can sound like
singer.
Janis Joplin. She can sound like Reba. She can sound like
Can she do
Martina
Landslide?
McBride. What?
Can you do Landslide?
Oh,
Stevie
yeah.
Nicks?
Hello.
Dude,
She can even do the goat voice. She can imitate it. But she looks like Reba because she's got that red hair. So
Right.
we started doing this Elvis and Reba. Then I'm starting to look at my cast. Lisa, you look like Barbra Streisand. Would you do Barbra Streisand? And my brother Mike, you sound just like George Jones and you look like him. Paul Evenson, Neil Diamond. So I started this troupe called Frank's Tribute. And we do maybe 12 shows a year. The band learned, and it's a nice show because we make a little bit of money. It's a really nice, we go to the bigger venues. We don't do smaller parties. It's a big thing. So, and this guy named Wimpy, we'll call him that. Yeah, his nickname is Wimpy. TV Tommy. He had a TV show back the years. He's about 5'4". He's from Denmark. He's a great guy. And he goes, "Frank, hey, you want to play Vegas?" And I'm like, "What?" Thought he was handing me just a line. "Come on, I want to bring you out to Vegas. I got this place, the Plaza Casino. You'll love it." So he flies me out there. We go. I hope TV Tommy's watching this because that's my impersonation. He's like a Joe Pesci, but he's from Green Bay. You know, from Denmark. He's an all-state wrestler. Back from Denmark, and he's a Denmark boy. Everybody knows him out there.
those wrestlers
he runs
are different characters, man.
He had a limo, but he lived in Vegas, had a show in Vegas, was a dealer, and
I picture with that voice, I picture him with a cigar
Oh, yeah.
hanging out of his mouth.
you know, I don't know what it is, and he's got beautiful blonde hair. Anyway, and it's long. And so he brought me out to Vegas. I met with the Plaza Casino and saw their showroom. It's the last 70s era showroom in Las Vegas. It's the last of the 3 tiers with the red velvet,
Ooh.
with all the
Wow.
booths. It was just, I fell in love with it. Just fell in love with it.
The
And I'm
pictures
looking-
you shared were stunning.
Oh, I know. So they didn't have all the equipment out there or lights, so I had to bring all my stuff out there. So I sent some guy drove 42 hours to get there with all my stuff.
Wow.
We get out there, we perform, we brought a plane full of folks, and we sold a lot of tickets out there. And they asked us to come back again, so we came back. We were in there last March, and then we were just there in January again. We brought 2 planefuls this time, and it's just a wonderful experience. Now I can say, Las Vegas performer. That's why you go to Vegas once and perform. You can say that,
Yeah.
but and we're going back in May of next year.
Wow.
To do it again. And it's a wonderful experience to play Las Vegas. And I have friends that play out there. So I got to visit some people. I did a couple podcasts out there to see how they do. Because that's 4 million. Las Vegas is 4 million people now. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
I mean, when I first went out
4
there.
million people live in Vegas?
In the whole
In the metro
Boulder,
area.
Henderson area.
Yeah.
But I think like Vegas is 2 million. But when I first went there back in the 90s, I went with Ed Van Boxtel. Used to own Van Boxtel Ford. I was the salesman of the year. And Cher, I went to a Legend show, and she's singing Half Breed. And she saw me singing. She brought, because I also do Cher, by the way.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. Yes, I do Cher. It's fantastic. So anyway, she asked me to come up on stage and to sing Half Breed. So I finished Half Breed. She let me sing the whole song, Half Breed.
Was she on stage?
She was on stage with me. This was in Las Vegas.
Oh my
my
gosh.
So that's where it was my first touch of
So you
Las
could have said Las
Vegas.
Vegas performer since then.
I could have, but I didn't.
So you've been a Vegas
I
performer
was at the
for
Tyson
30 years.
Holyfield fight, dude.
The one with the ear?
Yes, I saw it, and I was there, and there was
No.
a gunshot, and we had to leave.
Do you know
I
about
could
this
tell
fight,
you
Katie?
stories
Ear
about
got bit
that.
off, right?
Yes.
I played
Mike Tyson.
I played blackjack with Mike Shanahan of the Denver Broncos.
At that time, yeah.
And I played.
I hate that guy.
Craps with Dennis Rodman.
I love that guy. Hate Shanahan.
He's
love
really
Rodman.
skinny. Yeah, I love Rodman. Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious
Awesome.
to me. His interview in the Last Dance documentary was so funny.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God.
I love the part where he was just like in the middle of the season. He tells Phil Jackson like, "I need a vacation," and he goes.
He does.
He goes to Vegas for like a week and a half and just ghosts his team. Doesn't play for like 8 games.
Mike was pissed.
He
Can I
was
say
so
that?
mad. Yeah.
Okay.
Pissed is fine. We'll
Okay.
try to,
Yeah.
keep it clean otherwise.
You got it.
But yeah, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
That Holyfield fight, I can't.
It was
imagine.
amazing. That was my first time ever in Vegas. I thought every time I went to Vegas was going to be like that.
Sing with Cher, go to the Holyfield
Yes,
fight.
and I got to tell you guys, that was Tiger Woods' rookie year. And Tiger Woods, I was on the floor because he was a high roller, Ed Van Boxel. So I was Rodney McDowell I forget what movie he was in, was like 2 seats away from me, and Tiger Woods is walking by me. I go, hey, that's that rookie. I got a picture of the back of his head. Shaquille O'Neal walks right by me.
Oh my God.
He was so skinny and so tall. I was Sylvester Stallone. I saw Madonna. I know,
Frank.
And I thought this is how Vegas is every time. It's been a letdown.
So everyone was there for that
fight.
Right.
They were
Okay,
there for that
makes sense.
fight.
That makes sense.
And I didn't realize how cool it was. I'm just a kid. What was I, 20? I don't even know, 28, 29? And I was just soaking in everything that's happening. And I have so many pictures of it. And to this day, every time I go to Vegas is a letdown because of that. It is.
Me and my dad watched that fight in a lobby of a hotel, airport hotel in just outside of Washington, D.C.
How old were you, 2?
What year was that?
It was 96.
Oh, no, I was 8.
You were 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you
Wasn't
remember.
a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 8.
Yeah.
All right.
We're running long?
Don't call me during the
Oh,
podcast.
No.
sorry.
No, we're not.
Don't call me
Okay.
during a podcast, people.
Hey, you talking to Frank?
Can you put him on? Can we put him
Take a pic for me. Take a pic for me.
No, exactly. That's
But anyway, Vegas, that's how it, Davey Tommy, he's setting it up again. We'll be going in May. And great experience. Wonderful people at the Plaza Casino. It was better than, you know how sometimes things are so cool and you think, you
Yeah.
get there, it's going to suck? It was
right,
better.
because you set your expectations
It was.
so high.
It exceeded my expectations. The show, because everybody in my troupe is so good.
they
really
really
got a
are
talented
super
troupe.
talented.
And they really put out their best performance. We have video all over about it. You can watch all the performances on YouTube. But, yeah, Frank's tribute, man.
I have one other question, and then I have some ideas for you.
Okay.
how long does it take you to like be able to like could after sitting down with me for an hour, could you go back and like do my voice?
I don't know. But
Like, because
I
that
do
is
impressions.
insanely,
Yeah.
like that is something that blows my mind when people can do impressions. Like I can't do a British accent for crying out loud.
Really?
Like,
It's very easy. All you have to do is swallow
He
when
just
you
pops
talk.
into it. Like
I
that.
know,
Yeah,
it's
you know,
crazy.
I've always been good at impressions and always
okay.
been good at
Theatrical.
accents. So, but I got to tell you, the hardest one is being Spanish. I always go into like I'm French when I'm trying to do a Spanish accent. Antonio Banderas. So the European languages sometimes can screw up. Like German and Russian,
Yeah.
you start the da. You have to say da to get that going a little bit. But
anything in German just sounds like you're really mad.
das Sprechen, nein!
That's my last name. That's
What?
German.
Oh yeah, Apple.
Yep.
Apple is German?
Apfel.
Apfel. Well, my last name I'm Hermans, so I'm totally German.
Oh, there you
We're just an all German podcast.
Yes, we
Meissner.
are. Mine.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay.
So
Ideas? You ready? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I
I'm
have-
not good idea. This is you. This is your thing.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
'Kay.
If something pops in, you can like add on
Okay,
to it.
go.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Once Upon a Time in Green Bay.
Okay.
Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a biopic of Frank, and you play yourself.
Oh, my God. There's too many stories that people might not like. I wrote a book.
Oh, you did? I did not know
It's
that.
called Simply Frank. It's available online at Amazon or at the bookstore in De Pere.
A 920 show bestseller.
Exactly.
Snaps
I
of
was
the
in the
voice.
top
We're gonna go
50
with it.
sales for a while with Amazon books.
Really?
Yes, I sold I think I sold 5,000 at one time.
Wow.
But I got a book. It's called Simply Frank. It's you can get it at Goodwill now for $5. I think they got it at Salvation Army. No, you can get it at the shows. I do have the book. It's $5, but it's how Let Me Be Frank got started.
Okay.
And it talks about my childhood, interviewing my parents, interviewing people who performed with me, and things how I got to. And it stops when we moved to the Meyer Theater. Eventually, I'm going to write another book about
The Meyer Theater.
Meyer Theater on. It's a lot of work. But I love it. I like writing and stuff. And my editor, Andrew, really wrote the book and just interviewed me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
sure.
What was your question?
No, it was an idea. Once upon a time in Green Bay.
I really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, exactly.
Totally. So
Yeah.
one of the things I would do, you'd go about the events that have happened in Green Bay that
Yes.
were historic.
Yes.
And like you're a part of it.
Yes.
Have you watched the new Agent Elvis yet?
It's on my
On Netflix?
list.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on my list. I haven't gotten to
You
it
got to
yet.
see because it's about history
Okay.
that happened in 1968 and 69, even though it's Elvis as the agent and he's busting heads and stuff. But it's like
See, that would be something you could include in the
Yes.
show when Elvis was at the Brown County Arena.
totally.
Yeah.
I would do all of those things.
You could do
Once
Elvis
upon-
at Brown County
I'm
Arena.
typing this in my phone right now. Once upon a time. Okay.
Yeah, Once
okay,
Upon a
we
Time
got
in
that
Green
one
Bay.
done.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here is another one. We
Okay.
talked about this a little bit.
I like
pre-show.
this one because this one I already sent to myself.
Yeah. Super Troopers Green Bay, but we got to workshop the title.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
thinking about it a little bit more. You know how like the dirty cops in Super Troopers
Yeah.
were like drug dealers?
Yeah.
This time, the dirty cops are smuggling cheese curds across the border
course
to
they are.
Minnesota.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or no, they're smuggling spotted cow.
Spotted cow.
Yes, because it's not available anywhere else.
I did not.
And so they're smuggling spotted cow. Smuggling spotted cow. And that's the state troopers are doing the smuggling, and the Green Bay Super Troopers are the ones to catch them.
You've written this show. I
Yeah.
like this already. This is perfect. Smuggling spotted cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, because you can't
And-
get it. Like I have family all over the place.
And they get stopped in Chippewa Falls by Line and Cool.
Yeah,
I love
that's great. That's great.
And we can make fun about the trophy cabinet in Minnesota.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
That there's nothing in their trophy.
Yeah.
I don't know if she knows
doesn't-
that joke. Okay.
Only team to go to 4 Super Bowls and now win one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
it. Yikes.
Okay, let
Okay,
me think.
next.
I had a few other ones.
Okay.
There was one that I had about ice fishing, but I can't. Have you done an ice fishing
We
one?
did. I did a show, and I want to bring it back because it was so successful. It was right before COVID. It's called Girls on Thin Ice.
Okay.
The whole story was about these girls. They graduated college at St. Norbert College, and they were in swinging choir together,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost one of the girls. She didn't show up for the performance because she got contacted by the FBI undercover.
Mm-hmm.
She went to Quantico, so the girls never thought she just ditched them. right? And 10 years later, they're doing a reunion of this singing troupe, and one of the girls brings her to her dad's house in Dykesville to the ice fishing shack. And I
love that.
and I'm one of the guys who's ice fishing out there talking to him. Hey, you know what? I'm giving advice as a sage, this ice fishing sage, and all the girls get together and they perform again after 10 years. And it's a pretty good show. It sold out, and then I did another sequel. I did a sequel to the show called Girls on Thinner Ice. I can't remember what it was called. But it was going back in time.
I remember what my idea was about that. Have you ever read the book or seen the movie Holes?
Oh, my God. Who hasn't?
So it's
I read it
Holes.
to my kids.
So it's Holes,
Yeah.
where they send the kids, like the bad kids from like Southwest High School, like Katie, to a camp,
Nick, you
but
can't
it's on
say
Lake
that.
Winnebago, and they have to drill holes.
What about Camp Unalaya?
Or that? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So it's holes. Like I don't know who would play Zero or
Oh, well, I could figure that out. That's not a problem.
These are high level ideas. So here's the next one. Are you ready?
Well, you got another one
Yeah.
already? I'm getting more ideas with holes.
I got so much more. I got a few more.
Okay.
Reverse Ted Lasso, where a football coach from England comes over to coach the football team here.
I want to see you guys bust through that line, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I want you to go cheerio on their asses.
And have you watched Ted Lasso?
Of course.
So, like, you know how Ted makes the owner the English biscuits?
Yeah.
So they make the owner booyah.
Of
They try to
course.
figure out the booyah recipe.
Of course you would.
Is what I'm
Yes.
thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Just popping off.
This is good. This is good. So, what do we call it? Because you got to tie it
'cause
in
there's
with
like
the name
Ted
Ted
Lasso.
Lasso.
Maybe it's
maybe. Oh, okay. A British name would be like Blythe Lasso,
Yeah.
or Sir Lasso.
Yeah. Sir
Lasso.
Yes. Okay.
Sir Lasso. I like that Sir Lasso. What do you think of
What
that?
if his name's Leo Frigo?
Sir Leo Frigo Lasso. Oh my God, do I love that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What are the Monty Python name guys? You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could, because definitely I would tie in the, oh, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Oh my god, I can't even.
I had more. I should have wrote them down. I was
okay.
thinking of them like all the way here. I was like, because I'm just thinking.
You
of,
could have told me ahead of time you were thinking of them.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there was one about Game of Thrones.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Where like, because you know how East and West are like Winterfell and the other one and.
You got the Preble Park area. You're
yeah.
talking about all the sections of Green
Yes,
Bay,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where like if they were all their own
Schmidt
kingdoms.
Park.
Yes. Even like De Pere could be like.
Yes. A kingdom.
Yeah. And they battle.
And they battle.
I don't know
What are
how-
they battling about? Would I do it with sporting events, or could you do? Do we want to go back to Middle Ages? Make it look like that.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like a.
Oh, De Pere.
Yes, exactly. So
You
it's like,
send your dragon.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I will slice thee throat. You could make. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because that's the other one I was trying to think of. Because it was like because there's
call
so
that
many-
Game of Thrones game of.
game.
It would be. People are going to send us ideas after we
Oh, yeah.
done this.
I hope it doesn't open up a big wave for you.
Quagmire?
Yeah, Quagmire.
I like
for
that.
you.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Game of Thrones. What we call Game of Holmes. Game of.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll think. I'm just fighting. Put a Game of Thrones in here, and I can always think of something. God, these are good stuff. Holy cow! See,
I think I'm tapped
You're
out.
creative. You're
Yeah.
creative.
I think I'm
The
tapped
creative
out.
process.
But it's just I mean, you have a great formula where
Mm-hmm.
it's like pop culture mixed with local history. It kind of There's
Well,
some good-
I always say my shows are 10% reality, 90% bullcrap.
that's a good.
That's what it is.
That's a good ratio.
What it is.
Valid.
What it is. It ain't even 10% real.
Yeah, like 5.5.
You know? Exactly.
Define real.
Yeah, real would be a name
Yeah.
that or something.
Real is a figment.
I
It's
have
a-
done, over the years when I've done some of these shows where I've done deep investigation, like when I did 2.5 Belgians. I mean, I interviewed the family, talked to the brothers. When I did Big Fat Pulaski Wedding, there was a place called the Swamps. That's where Polka Fest started and where everybody got married. So I made my set look like the Swamps.
Oh.
So there is, And I'd love to do a story, about Clintonville, the truckers.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I tell
but
that
it's
to-
so easy to say mother truckers. You can't. You could call the name that. Or whatever. Or you could do. There's so many. New London. A New London Bridge is falling down.
like that.
Communities. But you got to sometimes if you focus something too minute, it's got to be like for the masses.
Yeah.
To make everybody come, because like right now, Punta Kaukauna, I can market that all throughout the Fox Valley. That would come
Especially
up.
right now during like spring break time.
For sure.
Yeah.
My
Like,
son
everyone-
was just in Punta Cana, so it was funny that he was just down
My
there.
buddy's
We're
getting
talking
married
about-
there next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Dominican Republic.
Nice.
The DR.
The DR. The DR.
As the kids would say.
So I have never been there, but I hear it's wonderful.
I've been there once.
Okay.
It was quite a bit ago. I was
Did you say it to Sandals?
no, we stayed at a Rio. I was like 19.
Oh, you're 19.
Yeah.
You're partying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's 19 years old in Punta Cana. It was
So one of my jokes, can I give away one joke?
Yes.
I'm going to give away one joke that I say because I get stopped in customs for the rectal search. I mean, retina. Retina, because my rectals are dilated. See, I knew that joke would work.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Frank, your rectals are dilated. I mean, my retinas. Tomato.
What's the name of I forget the name of the fraternity that you said you were in.
Pi Sigma old
Pi
guy.
Sigma old guys. Yeah.
Pi Sigma. And every time we do it, we go, whoa.
We
Bret Hart. We actually got a song that we are of our chant of our Pi. I don't remember it right now because I wrote it down. They accept. Oh, Pi say. Why did we come to UW? We came to UWO because they accepted a 2.0.
Think of these things. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Hilarious,
yeah.
dude. I love that. All right, Frank, we are, I'm looking at the time on the screen right now, and we are about where our listeners tend to hop off. So let's get them out of here with, I want you to tell them where they can get tickets, all the information about how to get to the shows, specifically opening night tomorrow.
Yeah, opening night Friday night is a fundraiser, of course, for Discover Green Bay. $10 of every ticket goes to them. And if you want to get tickets, you get tickets right at the door. You can show up night of the show. It's at 7:30 p.m. at the Meyer Theater. If you want advanced tickets to get your best seats, you can go to ticketstaronline.com or meyertheater.org, or you can call Ticketstar. I know their office hours are 10 to 2 p.m., 920-494-3401. I know I just gave out a lot of information, but it's on there. Or you can just go to letmebefranks.com, click on a link, and buy some tickets. And the show goes on for 4 weeks. Thursday,
4 weeks. Okay,
Thursday, cool. Friday, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And then on closing weekend, we do have a matinee on Thursday and Saturday, that closing weekend at 1 p.m. So there is 15 shows. Is that what? 14 shows that you can come to. We're also doing this show at the Capitol Civic Center next Wednesday, April 9th. And then we'll be also in the Engler Center in Chilton on Sunday, April 29th. So, yeah, we're doing the show all over the place.
Wow.
So.
Awesome. And one final note before you hop out. A lot of our listeners are here in the Green Bay area, but we're actually there's downloads nationwide.
Sure.
So somebody's coming to Green Bay, they've never experienced or have heard of Let Me Be Frank production. What do they expect?
Well, they're going to expect to see Saturday Night Live on stage. That's exactly how not the new stuff, maybe more of the 80s type of
the
feel.
good ones.
Yeah, exactly. Because it is. Sometimes you watch it, you think they're making that crap up.
Right.
Believe it or not, it's all scripted. We do, we ad lib. We do ad lib, but it's made to look that way. Mm-hmm. We use that fourth person all the time. We're using the audience. It's part of the deal, and they will feel at home coming to our show. But one thing they'll find out, like, man, this is what I hear all the time. You guys are from Green Bay. You could do this anywhere.
Yeah.
I hear that. If I don't hear that once, I hear it twice. We have some fabulously, that's a hard word to say, fabulously talented
Too
people.
many syllables for me.
Yes, there is a lot. Right, that make their living doing this right here in Green Bay. We have, 12 children now in our Let Me Be Frank family because we all are growing, and it is wonderful that my son now performs with us.
Nice.
Yeah, my 23-year-old son, Blake Matthew Hermans, and then my 11-year-old son does the summer show. That kid, I tell you what, so much talent in that little 11-year-old, and nothing phases him. And I love his humility. So it's all in the family, You will just be amazed. I get it all the time. People come up from Arizona. Hey, can we get you to come down and play it? Well, yeah, if you have the money,
Right.
I'm not coming down there for $500,
Right.
But and that's why we got to go to Vegas, I think, too. People saw what we could do. They felt the investment was good to send us out there because we're not going to Las Vegas for free either.
Right.
You got to get.
Of
you
course.
have to support your family.
Yeah.
So I think people will find out that it's a professional troupe right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, that makes their living doing theater.
That's awesome.
Nuts.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And one reminder we always give to our listeners: Frank gave out a ton of information. Remember the Google machine.
Yes.
Just Google "Let me be Frank."
That's all you got to
and
do.
it'll be
We're
there.
everywhere. We're everywhere.
Fabulous.
Even
And you're
the
on
stuff I don't want to be
You're
there. I'm
on
just kidding.
you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram,
Yes.
you're on YouTube, you're all over the place. Just Google up, search up Let Me Be Frank's Let Me Be Frank Productions, Meyer Theater, any of the above, you will find him. Frank, thank you so much.
Thanks,
This was so
Katie
much
and
So
fun.
fun.
This was
Was it?
so much
Yes.
fun.
Thank
I
you.
had
I
a
appreciate it.
blast.
Thank you.
This was such a fun
I
conversation.
feel like we just started.
I know, right?
Let's
It's
do it
been
again.
an hour and 20 minutes.
What?
We've been going.
Creepos 2 in
Yeah.
the month.
We've been doing this an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed my lunch. Boy, man.
We're getting hungry. All right.
right.
And the same way we end every single show. Katie, hit him with the socials.
At Discover Green Bay on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and at Discover GRNBAY on Twitter.
All right. Thank you very much. And to check out more of Katie's handiwork, make sure to go to For more of Katie's handiwork, check out greenbay.com/blog. And, of course, if you're looking for anything to do this weekend, including Frank's show, they are all on the Discover Green Bay calendar at greenbay.com/events. Everything's on the website. Everything's there. You can find it all, even buy tickets to Frank's shows
That's
through
right.
there.
Hey, let's look in the camera so it looks like we're looking in the camera. See you later. Because I look on the TV over here and like we're
Yeah.
looking over that way.
I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
no,
kind
exactly.
of weird. There you are.
Here's what I always tell them
Yeah.
at the end of the show. Get out there and discover Green Bay. See y'all.